This is Sabine Barquet. Today I'm going to talk about a topic that's not very easy because we don't really discuss and we don't like to think and discuss about this, especially we as Westerners. So the topic today is about loss and grief. And the reason I'm discussing this is that I think it would help us to go through and be a little bit more prepared to the situations when they happen, because they will happen at some point in our lives. There is a cycle, a model made by the psychiatrist Kubler-Ross, and I'll go through this topic with you, and I will share with you also my experience because I recently lost my mother. It just passed her anniversary, 1 year anniversary. I will share how I went through these stages as well. So the first one, when we have a loss in our lives, or even when we hear about the loss, or someone is trying to tell us about the loss, we enter into a state of shock and denial. We don't really believe that it is happening. And this is a very important state because it protects us against the intensity of the pain. Once this diminishes, we go to the next stage, which is the stage of anger and guilt. Some people, they have the stage of bargaining before. I went through the stage of bargaining before, the stage that I started to bargain with God. I really believed that God will save my mother, and I prayed. So some people, they try to bargain with doctors, with anyone that could make that situation to change. So they want to prevent the loss. When they finally realize it, that the loss is going to happen or it has happened, they can go to the other stage, which is the anger and guilt. With me, the anger and guilt happened after the loss. At this stage, I felt really angry at God for taking my mom, for not listening to my prayers, or for this power of the universe or whatever is out there. And I lost a little bit of my faith. And I also felt guilty, thinking, how could I have done differently? Maybe I could have changed the hospital. I could have given her another medicine. I could have looked for a new treatment. I could have been a better daughter, I would say. We question about lots of things. And then we go to the stage of tears and fears. We don't know how we're going to cope, how we're going to live without this person, how we're going to deal with the situation. And finally, we get to the end of the downturn of this process, which is the depression, and we start having feelings of, loneliness, abandonment. We may lose appetite or lose our sleep. It's a very unpleasant stage, but it's really necessary for the process of healing. And then we move to the upward of this process, which is the adjustments and the acceptance process. When we start adjusting to the new life, we start accepting what happened and the way it happened. We start gaining some strength and to deal with the new life you have ahead, and you move on to a new and different life. This process is not a linear process. You can go backwards sometimes and then move on again. So it doesn't mean that it's going to end completely when you reach the acceptance stage. So you can go back a little bit. So the message I want to bring to you today is that if you are going through this transition period, this really tough process, these stages are normal and lots of people, they leave this stage. You are not alone, and there is a cycle that is gonna get to the top of this cycle of your adjustment to this new life. Okay, so if you like this video, please like it, share with your friends, with more people that think this video can help. You were born to be happy.